Okay, so today is the first training on different aspects that we will do during this year. And the first one that you chose is about the website. But before going even deeper in that, I would like to make some quick introduction regarding the CIKM and the environment where we are going to work in general. So as you know, starting this year, AFAAS is preparing a new perception of itself, a new vision of itself, to become a stronger organization. And at the beginning of the year, we had some team building in Kampala, where we could discuss a lot about where we want to go and how things are going to move this year. As you see in this diagram, we plan to have a very high performing organization in the next months. By end of this year, I would like to have as many of the digitization tool that you have here in the screen, including the web portal. So most of what you see here is already used by our country forum, email systems, Skype, cloud storage, mailing list, website, WhatsApp group, social media, Zoom conferencing, and so on. And we are entering this new space where we want to have, instead of just a website, AFAAS website, we now have a web portal. There's a big difference between a website and a portal. A portal can contain websites, applications, and much, much more. We want also this year to have more tools that will be used, and you've heard about the M&E reporting system and so on. There are some of the tools here that are used internally at the Secretariat, and there are those that will be used with the country forum. So this is the ambition, to go very far, but we have also done some studies and there might be some gaps. And especially, there are a few skills that we are looking at here: the organizational skills, communicational skills, networking skills, ICT skills, knowledge management skills, and content production and reporting skills. These are some of the skills that we were looking for in a very short session. And we know that we are quite weak in terms of communication skills at AFAAS, in terms of networking skills and IT skills, and knowledge management skills. We are a bit better in production of content, it seems, and in organizational skills. So we want, during the next months and next years, because this program, this CADEP XP program, is going to be to run for 3 more years. We want to fill these gaps and improve really the communication, the networking, the ICT skills, the KM skills of all our members. During discussion at the beginning of this year, we discussed about the CIKM facilitator. And of course, you already know what it is about, but this is just a very quick summary again of the huge challenge that you will have to face. First of all, you have to be very good in ICT, good ICT literacy level, good in KM, because you are going to be the person who will deal most with KM. Then some M&E background, because you also be collecting data. And of course, very good communication skills. The KM facilitator, as we saw it at the beginning of the year, was a very champion, a multidisciplinary champion who has all these skills, and we will fill the gap if some of these skills are not enough. We also discussed about whom our stakeholders group, the targets we work with. So the first group is the farmers, the extension workers, the media people, the trainers, development agents, the policymakers, and of course the funders. So all these people are in our very close circle of stakeholders interaction. There are also some others like the researchers, the academia, and so on. But the closest to us are these one. And why? It's just because the farmers are our final beneficiaries. We are the extension workers, of course. To make influence, to reach policymakers and reach funders, we will need the media. And to improve our skills, we need trainers, we need development actors. So coming back to the revamping the AFAAS portal, one of the key points that we are thinking of is to improve the content types and tools that are in the portal. And of course, as you can see here, and as you can see it, gradually integrated in the new portal, we have a repository of documents. It can be any types of documents that are relevant for AAS or our stakeholders. We want to have e-learning systems in our portal, a site, a blog, and site system, a monitoring system, host directory, social media integrated with our portal also, some podcasts and some video casts in also with our portal. All these types of contents and tools, services that we will use or that we are already using is going to improve and to increase with time. We don't want to stay just like in the past with just web pages, but we need to add more content, more relevant content and a diversity of content, also targeting our different targets. So this is a quick mapping of the targets and the types of contents. Of course, we have the high-level policy makers and decision makers and so on. Then we have the middle management or the top management people. Then we have the technicians, the general manager or the coordinators. Then we have field supervisors and so on. And we have the workers the workers who deal directly with the farmers at the lower level here. The type of content that we need for all these types of stakeholders at different levels are very different. And this is why our task is not easy when we are going to build this, our portal or our website, because we want to target at the same time in one portal or in your website, the policymakers, the decision makers, and at the same time, the smallholder farmers here. So as you see, what can be of interest for these people are policy briefs, strategy documents, action plans and roadmaps. And at some level, it can be program projects, then some reference documents or guidelines and so on. Then when it comes to the practitioner at a lower level, it can be posters, fact sheets, cartoons even, videos, radio programs, infographics, presentations, stories, and so on. So we have to keep that in mind, that our portal or your website need to target as many of these people as possible and present as diverse content as possible, from the policy documents, the strategy document, to the very simplistic type of content that will be used for dissemination of techniques, guideline for practitioners, and so on. So how is AFAAS imagining the development and the progress, the evolution of this website, this AFAAS portal with you, of course? The engine for AFAAS portal is the projects that he's running, the country forums. This is very, very important. If there's no country forums, the AFAAS portal is nothing, because we want to show, we want to disseminate what the country forums are doing. The community of practice and technical working groups also have their contents that they will bring to the AFAAS community. The partners and the events that we are organizing. These are some of the components, the elements of the engine of AFAAS portal. And when we say AFAAS portal, we need to understand that it's us. AFAAS portal is not the Secretariat's portal. It's our portal. Your website, your country website, is definitely yours, only yours, but the AFAAS portal is ours, which means all the AFAAS community, all the country forum. Well, that's the introduction for this, this training. Now, with that background, maybe I'll just give the floor to any question or comment for now, and then we'll move to the next session, which will be more interactive. That was a bit just from AFAAS Secretariat to members, but we will need also to hear more from the members now after. Yes, Salu, please unmute yourself.
Good morning, good afternoon, everybody, and good afternoon, Andre. What is the technology that is used for developing the AFAAS website? Is that similar with the country fora, or it's different?
Good point.
Thank you.
Okay, so yes, starting last year, we recommended, for some very simple reasons, we recommended that country fora use WordPress. And of course, AFAAS Secretariat is also using WordPress. The origin of this choice was just during some workshops with, for instance, CTA, where the people at CTA explain that WordPress is progressing in such a way that it can be user-friendly and manageable by any, not even very techy people, but people who are willing to learn a bit about website management. So we decided to go for WordPress. Of course, we are not forcing anyone to adopt WordPress, but the recommendation is that this is a very easy, simple tool, friendly tool, hence very powerful. So why not use it? And it's open source. You don't pay for the tool. So to answer short, yes, AFAAS Secretariat is using WordPress as well. Any comment again or reaction? Okay, so we are, if there's no other comment, we are going to start the kind of learning by doing process today. So my suggestion is that many of you have already your website. Most of the country fora here have their website, if not all. Maybe just one or two who doesn't have their website for now. So can we ask you in 2 minutes just to present summary of your website? If you can show on the screen, this is our website with the link. You present the menu, you summarize the menu, what is in your website, what makes it different from other websites, if you can say that. And behind, who is managing your website? What are your challenge in managing your website? And what are you expecting from this training as we are starting now? So can we ask one country fora to start? Each country fora can present after. We will encourage you to present your website very quickly. Normally the sharing is enabled. Let me check. One participant. Oh, okay. Who can start sharing when someone else? Okay, yes. So who wants to share to share something about his website or web portal? Everybody's shy. We know how to share screen, eh? Okay, go ahead, Salu. I see that you are ready, and then after it will be Sylvia. So just share your screen, open your website, share, and present to the audience very shortly how it is, what it is about, what do you have there, what are the technologies that you are using, how do you do the upload, the updates, and so on.
Thank you, Andre. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can see you. Are you sharing your website or my website or the AFAAS website?
Just the beginning of the website, I think.
Okay.
Our website is AdPlug. It's a link of the main website of AFAAS. When we click the flag of Ethiopia, we get the homepage of our AdPlug website. It consists of about 6 navigation menus, top navigation menus, and lands on latest news. We can get more news by clicking here, and we have additional sections on the homepage. We have a knowledge bank, which consists of different documentations, researches, studies, policy strategies, and project reports. It also shows us about ad plug. And finally, at the end of the homepage, it consists of our partners are as a carousel. When we see each navigation menu at the top, for instance, about us, it brings us here, and it contains the black vision, mission, objectives, and the history of our plug. When we go to the next top menu, it consists of different information regarding ICT for agricultural and advisory services. It consists of different partners and informations. We have also a contact us page which users can send message for the contact person. Besides, we can access as admin. Even though I'm new to this work, thanks Andre, you send me the admin password, and I get the administration dashboard, which enables us to manage our websites, to add content, etc. The development is done using WordPress, similar with the AFAAS website and other websites. A week before, I wanted to upload content in this website, but what challenges me is that in WordPress, I think even though it's open source, it needs a lot of plugins. For instance, for newsletters, in order to manage newsletters, it needs newsletter plugins. Besides, in order to rearrange the structure, it needs plugins, design plugins, which like Illuminator. But what challenges me is when I want to add content, I am confused that the structure of the website may change, and I send you support for it. And I think this training will solve such kind of problems. Thank you, Andre. This is all.
Thank you very much, Salu. That was a very good summary. And you opened the windows before even doing the presentation so that your internet is not stuck somewhere when you are doing the presentation, which is a very good practice. For those who are going to present next, please try to do that. Maybe one lesson just we should take from that one is AdPlug web portal is one of the most, I would say, comprehensive in terms of types of contents. They have already a directory, they have partners, links, and so on, which most of the visitors wants to see. When you want to impress, of course, you have to show who are working, who are your friends. So that website is already quite good. I believe this year they will do more and more progress on that. Maybe one thing also that needs to be explained from the beginning, as Amsalu said, sometimes we need a lot of plugins in the WordPress system to add functionalities. And as he mentioned, there is already one plugin called Elementor that is installed in his portal, which is a very powerful one. But those who have Elementor in their website I think we will use that only at the third level of training, because Elementor needs a bit more time, and there are some pre-requirement about your understanding of the WordPress. It allows to do a lot of things like what you see on AFAAS portal. AFAAS portal uses Elementor. That's how it has a lot of boxes and subscreens and so on and so on. But it needs also a lot of time to for practicing. So just to inform you, the Elementor is a key plugin that you should maybe envisage to use in future for those who haven't used, but it will also require some time. And we will plan when we will start which part of the training for this website, for the website thing. So I think after Msalu, Sylvia is the next. Are you ready, Sylvia?
Yes, I'm ready.
Yes, please go ahead.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so this is the CIKM website. I know I've not been able to update it for sometimes, but I was missing out content. But now that we have projects, I'll be able to make it more dynamic and interactive. So we have the homepage. Sorry, we have the homepage, and on the homepage we have these photos, the Matthew photos that are an animation of photos of the farmers that we are working with, or the farmers that our members are working with. And then when you come down here, we have news and updates. I know I need to update what we are, especially what we are doing currently on our projects. And then we also have the upcoming events. Currently, CIKM is organizing this event with the DLEC and youth and private sector in agriculture. This 26th August event, which is tomorrow. And then I also need to update this. And we also have a map or a Google pin of where the office is.
Is it from my side that it's breaking, or is it from Sylvia's?
It's from our.
Sylvia, we can't hear you.
About us, this was the homepage, and then here we have about us, where we have drop-down menus. So when you our strategic orientation, and then here I'm supposed to have
Oops, unfortunately, it seems her internet is a bit weak. So maybe while she fixes that, it seems Elizabeth from WFAS, do you want to share yours? While Sylvia tries to come back. Elizabeth, are you there?
Thank you, Andre. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Since time memorial, this has been the website for AFAAS. I am not so sure about the software that was used, but I'm happy to note that the ICT person who manages it is here in the training with us. His name is Sam. So this website has a number of pages, like you can see on the screen. It has these drop downs about where we have the actors, the chairperson's messages, and the core values, objectives, and the team. But most of these do not have much content, but more is on the way. It also has thematic areas as per the AFAAS strategy. Has news, membership, and another drop down for publications, gallery, events, the frequently asked questions, and the contacts. So scrolling down, this is how it looks like. It has these links to the social media, the YouTube, the Facebook, and the Twitter. And then at the bottom, it has the partners, and there's this form for subscription to the newsletter. Unfortunately, we don't have a newsletter yet, but probably it will be another thing to work on in due course. And then these important links where one can be asked to register as a member or to register as part of their organization, and many others. So after the training on WordPress by Andre late last year, we have a WordPress account. And in fact, this month, that's when we woke up and updated it. I worked hand in hand with someone who guided on how we can make it look better. And this is the current one. I don't know if you're seeing on the screen.
Yes, we see.
Yes, I'm scrolling down. A lot has been happening at AFAAS, but we haven't uploaded most of the content, but it is on the way. It is more visual, has many pictures. It has a background. Okay, just like that. Has membership, guide on how to become a member, recent news, partners at the end, and just like the old one, it also links to the social media feeds. We have our Facebook and Twitter, which are also very active. And then the address. So this also has a number of pages. Yes, most of these have not yet been populated, but plans are underway to do it. And in fact, this training is timely and handy. I hope to be equipped with the skills to be able to update most of these.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Elizabeth. I think there is one lesson that we can learn from this is that, so in how long did you took to start this new one? Because I didn't even knew that you have built a new one with WordPress. I know that the previous one you had was I think with Joomla, which is another content management system. And now you come with a new WordPress. So how long did you took to adopt that new content system?
So the website had been there since 2019.
Mm-hmm.
when we had the training. Started this month in the first week of August. And what I can say is that it has been very challenging. But I'm happy that, yeah, with this training and backstopping, maybe we can have a better job.
Okay. It's already a great job. I mean, the presentation, the first home screen is very attractive. And you know, it's the first screen that makes people go and visit more in your site. So you have to make it as appealing as possible. Yeah. So congratulations for that new advancement at AFAAS. Yeah, I think Sylvia is back. Do you want to continue just 1 minute more, Sylvia?
If you don't mind, I can, if you have time.
Yeah, 1 minute. And if there's someone else, maybe we'll try another one after that, and then we move.
Sorry, Adrian, my screen is not open. We can go to the next.
Oh, okay. Okay. So who is next? Who wants to present? Which other country wants to present his website for now?
I want.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, Samuel. Please just share your screen. Okay. So we have 2 Samuels here now.
Samuel from Madagascar. So good afternoon, everyone. I just want to present you a little our very simple website. So here we have our home. We show here all of your achievements and all of our news and all of your partners to try to impress the visitors. And here we have the page about us. We talk about your story, your area of observation, and our member list. And here we want to share to the visitors and to the members of FCA all of the documents that they probably would need as a guideline for project management or else. And here we try to share some opportunities for visitors and especially for the members of FCA Madagascar. They can see here the new jobs appears and others. But fortunately, our last update was as you can see it, 2018, and in the end of this training, I hope that I will be able to edit and to enrich our website. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was quite well summarized. What maybe I noticed from some of the previous presentation, especially from AFAAS and the FCA, is they have a membership database. I think that is very important, that you have a membership database online, because we need to know exactly how many members concretely are in your country forum and whom are them, and especially your founders and your partners want to see how credible, how big you are. So the partners database and the members database are very critical in your portal or your website. So are there some comments, some questions about these first presentations? It's unfortunate that some of the country fora who has very good websites are not here. I know that, for instance, Nigeria has also revamped their website. So if there's no question, maybe we'll start with, okay, there's just a remark from AFAAS, who is saying that they don't have a website for now. I think it will come soon. Is AFAAS, does AFAAS has a webmaster, an IT person working with you, or how you plan to develop your website soon? I think both Tembi and Joy Swane are here. What is your next plan? Just a quick comment on that. Okay, so if there's no other comment, let me continue. Let's start with the training then.
Okay.
Or someone wants to comment? Is there someone who wants to say something? Okay, let me continue. So this will be just a very quick introduction for today. It will be a very short introduction to what we call the WordPress. And it will be done live with the AFAAS website. So let me share my screen now. So this is AFAAS web portal as you know it. And I will try to explain some terminology when I will explain here. So the difference between a portal and a website is that a portal can integrate a lot of things, including many websites and different applications or even sub-portals. So in this portal, if you click, for instance, on ICTs, it will bring you to the D4AAS portal. If you click on Foresight, it will bring you somewhere else. So these are the sub-portals or sub-website of the main portal. The main portal is the entry point, the main entry point where you want people to land and where they can start exploring who you are about. Who are you? And what are you doing exactly? So this is a very, I would say, complex portal, because not only we have a lot of menus here, but we have the thematics here, and we have the country, the geographical locations here. And this is the very specificity of this big AFAAS portal. So we have some classic menus. Then we have the key thematics, which leads you to the main port, the sub portals, and you have the countries. And then we have some news, general news, the headlines, kind of headlines, because we want to attract people that things are happening and that something new is coming. That's why we have things very colorful. That's why we try to put some interesting, important events here. All events are important, but there's also some strategy and some politics behind, of course. Then we have the regional news here, and then the country foreign news. These are the articles that you send. Every month you are sending articles, and we put it here. And then we have project news, and we have some other information. So to allow people to facilitate the navigation, we just replicate the menu here, the thematic here, and so on. And here you have the newsletter subscription and so on. This is what we call the front end of a portal. The front end, or the public interface of the portal. Now, behind the front end of a portal, you have what we call the back end. And I'm going to show you here the back end. This is what we call the back end of a portal or of website or of WordPress. So the back end is where you need to do all the updates. You need to do all the technical aspects. So as you see here, for instance, we need to update something. And there's a menu of things here. So I'm just going to explain very shortly all these things. And we'll explain how to enter there and so on. So this is the menu for the webmaster who is going to improve the content of this site. We have different types of content in a portal, in a WordPress. The first type of content is called a post. Posts are like articles, but frequently updated. There's another one called pages, which is more static. Pages comes with static information. You don't need to update it often. You don't post a new page often. You post it just at the beginning of when you build your website. The information are there. It doesn't change. Maybe every 1 year you need to change it, but it doesn't change often. But posts, it's like bulletin. It's like news. You have to upload some posts periodically or article. So in your case, it will be minimum per month that you'll do a post. Then the media can be a file, it can be a photo, it can be a video and so on that you want to put on your website. So in the WordPress system, there is possibility to have comments on your posts and on some pages of your website. The HubSpot, we won't explain it for now. The event listing, this is like a calendar that you put in your website. In our case, we aren't using it fully for now, but you can add a calendar in your website. Download. So these are what we said, these are the new functionalities that we are using in the WordPress. Event listing is one functionality or plugin. Downloads is another functionality. Contact is another functionality. The only standards are these, the first one here, but these are additional. We call it plugins. Then Elementor, this is one of the most powerful plugins to embellish, to design your site to be more attractive and more diverse in terms of design. Then the template. So you must also understand that apart from the plugins that add functionalities, there are also what we call templates that adds a presentation, a design of your screen and of your type of content. So to change the template, you can choose a new theme. You can use Elementor. These are the tools that you will use to improve the template and the appearance, the view of your website. Then we have Jet plugins. This is another plugin. Then we have appearance. So in this appearance, this allows you to change the theme, to add the menu, for instance, if you need more menu, to change the background and some others. Widgets are small parts of the screen that you can add or subtract. So appearance is working with Elementor and templates. In some case, you won't have templates here. You just go to appearance and go to theme. Then the plugins, when we want to add plugins, it's here that you go. Now, your portal can be managed by more than one person, of course. So if you have one, let's say one main administrator, and then some contributors, people who will just add some content but will not publish, for instance, they are called contributors. Then you can add it here. In the users menu, you'll be able to add new contributors, new editors. So there are different levels of responsibility and of rights, permissions, according to the profile that we'll define in the users. Then there are some tools. I will skip that. The plugin wizard, I'll skip that. It comes with the plugin. The demo content also I'll skip because it's just with the appearance. And in our case here, because we want to make sure that we never have problem with this website, we have added something called all-in-one WP migration. If we need to migrate it, we can use this tool. This is another plugin that we've added. Some settings here. The settings we will see are very technical, so I don't want to go there for now. But maybe just to announce that if you want to track the number of people that will visit your site in future, you'll need to add this Google Analytics. And this is in the settings. It's a plugin, but you can configure it in the settings after. You can also put the under construction plugin when you need to put your site under construction. Well, the others here we will skip. Just maybe for those who want their website to be multilingual, then you can add translation plugin. So translation plugins can help you to have each page translated manually or with Google into a new language. For instance, from French to English, or from English to French, or even any other language. This is a big difference to have a multilingual translation, especially if you are targeting many funders, because some funders will prefer to read your site with their language, their own language. So to summarize, we said, here we have a beautiful front end with a lot of contents, pictures, graphics, maybe some videos, some links, some texts, and so on, and some downloads. But to make this possible, to make all these things possible, you need to go into the back end, which is here. And in the back end, it's through creation of posts, creation of pages, uploads of media that you will come to what you have in the front end. This is a post. This is another post. All these news, these types of information that you add from time to time, these are posts. The articles are this one. History of AFAAS, you don't update that often. There's no 2, 3, 4, 5 histories with news on histories. It's one story, so it's a page. It's not a post. Strategic statement, it might change after, let's say, 2, 3 years, but the strategic statements, from the strategic plan is the same for a few years. So that's also a static page that is not built with posts. So just remember this, posts are often renewed, added, while pages are more like statutory information that are more static. The media are the pictures that you have here, the videos that will embed there, and all the downloads that we'll put there. So that is the very quick first intro for now. Yeah, contact, of course, you have that also in the screen, in the main portal. Is there a reaction, a question about that first, before we continue? Let me check if there's a question on the chat. Okay, so Bebel. There's nothing relevant to present for Canvas. I'll get in contact for more updates when you're available. Okay. When you're available, Andy. While Andy's never available, you know, you have to force him. Okay, so Amsalu, you are asking, is all plugins basic? What do you mean by that? I think you can put it, don't put it private, ask to the all. Oh, okay. So yeah, Amsalu is asking about the plugins, if all plugins are basic or pro. We have two different types of plugins and of themes also. As I said, themes are the appearance, how your screen will appear, how it will show, the external design. That is about theme. Plugins is more about functionalities behind. And plugins, because it's a lot of web development, script development, codes behind, sometimes it's a paid one. So you won't always get free plugins. Most common plugins will be free, but some are not. So you have to be aware of that. Same for the theme, the design. Sometimes it's also free. Most of the time it's free. You have plenty, thousands of themes that are available online. But when it comes to something very specific, very professional, it might be also a paid version. And sometimes you can test the free version and then upgrade to a higher version. Did I reply to your question, Amsalu?
Excuse me, Andre. Can you
Yes.
repeat? I was offline because of internet.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Yes. So your question is all plugins basic or free, or is it paid? The pro sometimes. So
Yes. Are they basic or professional? There are additional functionalities on pro plugins, which makes our website more dynamic and interesting.
yes, generally speaking, the website that you want to create, normally you can use free plugins to have most of the functionality, not to say all the functionalities. For instance, for AFAAS portal, only one plugin is not free there. All the others, the downloads, the Elementor, and so on are free. So you can do a lot with free plugins. But sometimes, of course, when it's very, very specific, then you might have to pay. There's a free version, but there are some more additional, how we say that, some additional functionalities that are paid with. Other questions? Are we following? Do we understand what we are explaining now?
Excuse me, Andre.
Yes?
If we need pro plugins, how can we incorporate? I think there should be a purchase, or we have to purchase from the site. So AFAAS can purchase it, or
You have budget for your programs, your project, so you can take it from your budget.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. That is part of what we call goods and services. So if in your budget you have goods and services that is available for communication, then just use part of it for purchasing. But as I said, you might not always need that. Many of the free plugins that are shared online are enough for a very good website. And you can also, of course, if you are a good programmer, you can also develop your own plugin. That will be at the fifth stage of the training if we want to go there.
Okay, thank you.
Excuse me, Andre.
Yes.
Yes. How do you add tools on your dashboard? Because there are certain things here that I can see, like you have Elementor, you have, or even that Google Analytics. How do you download that?
These are what we call the plugins. Very good question. So let me show the plugins that we have, and you will see that there is a lot for AFAAS portal. So in AFAAS portal, we have the AKIM set, we have all-in-one WE migration, we have classic editor. And for the download, for instance, you see this download, where is it again? For this download, it is this download manager that enables it, makes it appear here. Then for the Elementor, it's this one with this essential add-ons for Elementor. Then for the Google Analytics, it's this one, and so on and so on. So you have to add some plugins to have these additional functionalities here. But of course, you need to know what is the plugin doing. And don't just add any type of plugin there, because if you add too much, you can slow down your website. Just just download the most important. And also there's a security issue. As you see here, we haven't updated our plugins, and that is dangerous. Huh? Luckily, we have an antivirus somewhere, but normally we should update the plugins every time there is this thing here. So for 2 days, we haven't been updating, and already it's a lot of red here. So that is the webmaster's role, to update. Of course, updating it is very quick. I just press on update now, and you will see it will be updated. It just takes a few seconds, especially if your internet is good. But that is essential for security, because why there's an update is because there are some identified security issues with the plugin in the past, or maybe that there are new functionalities that are coming with. That's why we need to update. So did I reply to your question on how all these tools appear here?
Yes, thank you.
Yes. And I took the opportunity to do my update here in the same time. Yes, other question?
Yes.
On the chat.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes. On the other hand, I saw how the menu is like really well organized on other platforms that showed before. Can we take like maybe 1 minute to show again how we organize this menu on the dashboard?
You mean this one here? On the right side, on the left side here. You want me to re-explain the menu here?
No, the menu on
the
principal
here
on the website, yes, on this one.
Okay, this one is a bit particular because we hired a developer to develop a very special menu. This is very key strategic for AFAAS to have the kind of access point in a very reduced space here. So we developed this with the developer. This is very specific. But you can update this part. This is one menu. And then this one is a second menu. And this is a third menu. So you can update all these things through the back end. Just go into appearance and menus, and you'll see that there are different menus that are available here. So there is what we call the header menu, there is the country menu, there is the main menu, and there is the footer menu, and some others that we are not using. The footer menu is the one that you can see, of course, here. The thematic menu is this one. And then, or the tag menu. The top menu is the one on top, and the main menu. So this is the top, wait. This is the top menu, and this is the main menu. So these menus, you can manage it from the back end, and it will appear here. You just need to change here all the, for instance, header menu is AAS, professionalization, CSA, ICT, policy, and so on. So you just change from here, and it will change also here. So these are the very technical details we'll go in the next sessions. just exploring, and I'm showing what is this WordPress about. And also I'm trying to listen about what are your main concerns and expectations from this, this training. Keep in mind that it takes time to learn all the details of WordPress. WordPress is very friendly compared to many other CMS, and it has a lot of flexibility and potential for design, but you need to learn, and it takes time. So my suggestion is, and maybe some of you here, like Sylvia has experience with WordPress. They might explain shortly what was their pathway and to reach the level where they are today. But don't think that in 1, 2, 3 months, you'll have a perfect website, unless you inherited it from somewhere, someone who knows how to do it very well. But if you manage to have a website running in 3 months with updated pages and news and all the pages and some plugins like document downloads and maybe some analytics and so on, that is already perfect for this year. Next year, we can go further. If you say, for this year, I will stay to this level. You know, the most important is the content. The most important in a website is the content. Even if you have a very beautiful, glossy homepage, but the content behind is not enough, when people will search on the search engine, your website will be at the bottom, which makes it not relevant at all, because people won't even see your website. But if you have some good contents, so some posts, some articles, some pages with very good writing, and you put it there, even if the appearance is not so sexy at the beginning, people will always find it. And of course, the content is what they read most. The appearance is also the how we say that, the appealing aspects of the website, of course. Yes, both are important. But if you want the search engine to find your website, it's the content itself that matters most at the beginning. Yes, other remarks? Otherwise, let's plan for the next session then. So what we learned today is, most of you are using WordPress. I don't know what about, I think it's Malawi who was planning also to migrate to WordPress. I don't know what's the status for now. We would like to hear from, I think, Obed is here. Hope also was there before. Yes, so most of you are using WordPress. It will be good if we start with everybody at the same level. For those who want to really start from the beginning, we can allocate time for them. For those who, I would say, are already at the intermediate level, we can also have a parallel training session for them. And maybe for those who are already very advanced and wants to explore very far with some details of the WordPress, we can also allocate separate session for them. I don't think we can put everybody in one standard session, because some of you might waste time, some of you might not be able to follow others because of the different experience from the past. So my suggestion is that we have 2 or 3 different sessions, training sessions, separate, one for really beginners, another one for intermediate, or intermediate and advanced. If we think that we need all to start from intermediate before going to the advanced. So let me hear from you now about that, and we are going to plan about the training for website. No comment?
Can you create a poll?
Sorry?
I'm wondering if you can create a poll to see your, yeah, and you create it.
Yes, I'm trying to create a poll, but I think the best way to do it is to do, I will send another, yeah. I will send another poll just after this meeting, and you will say which level you want to start with. But the other question now is how fast we want to move. Well, last year we had 4 sessions for the beginners, and that was enough to start. I think Bebel was there last year. Eh? What do you think, Bebel? Is 4 sessions enough? I think we did it in 2 weeks.
Yes. I think we can take the same, and at the end we see if there is if we need more. I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. The other thing is, I think Kenneth is also with us now. As you know, Kenneth is the IT person based in Kampala. So he might be also of good support for those who have problems in future, who need some support. Do you agree, Kenneth? Will you be able to support sometimes? Okay, let me read what I have in this. So from Samuel Ufas, just a note. Though rare, there are times when some plugins are not compatible with other installed plugins. A bad combination of plugins may break your WordPress site, and it's good practice to regularly back up your website. Yes, that's a very important remark. Thank you, Samuel. So yeah, sometimes normally this should never happen, that one plugin overlaps on another one or creates some interference with other plugins. But it happens, especially on graphics and so on. So it's always good to have good backup of your website, of course. And there are plugins for backup. Then Elizabeth is also noting here that being notified that the software of UFAS website is Drupal. Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought it was Joomla before. Okay. Drupal is one of the most powerful content management system, but of course it's not for for people who doesn't want to take too much time on developing. But even the White House website was developed on Drupal under Obama, to tell you the strength of this system. Now, from OBED, we are still in the process now making arrangements for migration, but we don't know what has happened. Our website is down and viewer can't access it. Oh, yeah, there's a technical explanation for that. You should have your domain and have full control of your domain. That is very important. Never let people own your domain. Your organization, someone very reliable in your organization must own the domain and have a good relationship with what we call the registrar of the domain. Otherwise, you can lose your domain forever if you don't have that access to your domain name. Now, why you don't have the site visible for now is maybe your domain is not pointing to the right content, or your domain has just been discontinued. So I think me or Kenneth can help you in solving this problem. Now, then another comment from Elizabeth. I like the idea of disaggregating the learners based on the level of different things. Okay, yeah, good. And then, yeah, Amsalu is asking if we can have the content, the curricula of each level. Okay, I will send that. I need this feedback from you. You have to send me comments like what you're writing now so that I structure things accordingly. As I said at the beginning, this is going to be a learning by doing process. I can't guess, and we are so many, it can't be too structured from the beginning. So I'm adapting myself, and the team will adapt to the new situation and the structuring approach we will have here. Good to know that Kenneth is available. Okay. Then difficult to engage as essay is a novice. We'll prioritize getting a website developed in the short term. As is, we have no content to apply the concept covered. No, we have no context to apply concept covered. Okay, so that is a comment from Tembi, the SAFIAS, South African Forum feedback. I would like to just comment on that. The best way to do, this is what I recommend. If you can find in your country forum or some young people, some interns, this is for South Africa, but for all other countries, you can do that, because last year, this is what we did. We called for volunteers, and the counterpart is that they will learn how to develop site, and in future, they can sell themselves with that. And they can put in their CV that they know how to update WordPress site, how to create website with WordPress, and so on. So what I recommend to those who don't have the internal skills or don't have time and so on, try to find some young people who are willing to learn. In 3 months, they will be able to develop a website, and they should be happy. And it won't take too much of their time. As we said, last year it was 4 sessions, half a day by 3. So a total of about 16 hours, if I remember. And that was enough to quick start and the development of website. Then a comment from Obed. Thanks, your help is welcome. I hope you, okay. Then Tommy, so we need beginners training. Good idea for an intern. Okay. I think that's enough for now. Let me just ask now, when do we want to start and which days? Because the idea, we are all CIKMs here and maybe some focal persons. The idea is to move as fast as possible, not only with the website or web portal, but also with the other topics. If I remember, let me just share quickly the other topics, the other needs for training. So from the survey we did, it seems that we want to do website, then video production, then storytelling or experience capitalization, then audio production. So do we want to finish the website creation first and at what speed? And then we move to the video, or we start the website creation and updates, and in parallel, we start also the video. That which means that we'll need more time per week. Let me hear from you.
May I suggest that we finish with the website first, then go to another one?
Okay, that is Bebel's suggestion. Sylvia?
I thought we could do the parallel so that, okay, we are able to do also multiple updates.
Yes, that's also relevant. You know, normally in your TOR, you have to deliver some videos monthly. So I don't know how you're going to do that now if you don't get trained, for those who don't know how to do it. Eventually you can hire someone to do that, but the idea is really to empower the CIKM or someone or some interns that work with the CIKM. Yes, someone else wants to say, Baba?
Oui.
Oui, vous voulez dire quelque chose?
Bon, pour le moment, je suis en train de suivre.
Pour la formation, est-ce que vous pensez que c'est bon d'avoir des formations parallèles, en même temps le site web et comment dire, le site web et en même temps le portail, ou bien juste plutôt site web et la vidéo, ou bien on fait d'abord la vidéo, la formation sur les sites web et plus tard on va faire avec les vidéos.
Voilà, moi je pense que la deuxième formule est la meilleure. On peut faire la formation sur le site web et après maintenant la formation sur la production de la vidéo.
D'accord.
Parce que la production de la vidéo, c'est très important dans toutes nos activités. Forcément, on aura à monter des vidéos sur les bonnes pratiques.
Okay. So for Baba, he prefers also that we do it sequentially and not parallelly. So how often? Let's say we start it next week. Do you think we can allocate 2 days, two sessions a week? For instance, on Thursday morning, Tuesday afternoon and Wednesday afternoon, or Thursday afternoon or Friday afternoon? Or do we want to go slower, once a week? Because if there's no idea, I will just send the invitation. Yes, Elizabeth. Unmute yourself.
Thank you, Andre. Yes, I've unmuted myself. I propose that if we do weekly, we can do about 2 hours per meeting. But if we are to do 2 times a week, we can maybe cut down on the duration, and we do an hour or an hour and a half for the 2 sessions.
Okay, and which day do you propose if we do it 2 times a week?
Tuesday, but then there are other activities like the foresight on other days, so we don't know how long those will take, so that you're able to.
Okay, so let me propose, I will send an invitation, and I will request all especially the CIKM or the persons that will work with the CIKM to vote, and we'll see how often and which day we are going to organize this thing. But if we want it to go quick, we can do it in the next weeks. In 2 weeks, we will be ready with a good website. If we say, no, we need more time for uptake and preparation and so on, then of course it can take months. Now, the most important, as I said, is the content. Please start collecting content. All content relevant to your country fora, please start collecting it. And I will send a list. We need about your country fora, your members, you need documents and so on about your country fora, so that when we start building, it's not just in vacuum, but we will really do something with content that you have already collected. Okay, so I think that's enough for today. Unless there are other questions, last burning questions. So you start collecting information about your country fora. I will send a poll, and we will see for next week. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
So let's meet again next week then.